Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. We got the whole crew in here with no technical difficulties this week. So we are here and we ready to rock. You know how we go.
Yeah, man, we back. Regular tables. No mics on our necks.
90-degree weather. Today has been quite the day. All right, so I've been I was at the they were doing a cookout for the senior center. And these two lovely old ladies, like, I see you on TV. One of them told me I look cuter in person.
I didn't tell you what happened when I left the Y. Same situation. I took my shirt off after leaving the gym, and I had an old lady try to bag me. Old grandma. Her friends had to pull her away.
The grandmas are out here living their lives, shooting shots, trying to flashback. Come on, but appreciate you. Appreciate you ladies watching the show. Continue to watch us.
And grandma, catch me dolo.
This guy crazy. Yo, oh man, there's a lot happening. We're going to get into it with last night's game. Another injury to a star player. It seems like that's been the theme of this postseason is star players getting injured, and this one looked pretty bad. 'Cause you know it's bad when a guy is screaming and cursing when he falls to the ground, but besides that, the Hawks tied the game up. The Bucks did not come out to play that game, and it says a lot about them the way they played, even when Giannis was in there, because they were not playing well.
Honestly, I forgot they won the game because the way they were trailing early in the game just didn't look like they came to play at all. And then Middleton had this. Hold on, my bad. We're talking about the wrong game right now.
No, we talking about.
Oh, my bad. I had it. Man, my bad.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, Middleton came to play, had a career night. One thing about the Bucks, they rely too much on Giannis. And remember what I said to you, the way he drives to the basket, like he can't take no for an answer. And sometimes you got to just, I want to say, cause less stress on your joints and all that. And you have to make the game easy for yourself and shoot a couple jumpers.
Middleton's career night was the game before.
Oh,
I get what you're talking about.
Okay, all right, well.
Because this game is...
Yeah, all right. So we're talking about two different games then.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I mean they look like they took control of the series in that game because the way Middleton was scoring in the fourth quarter, you thought he could be able.
Thomas, the game he had 38, right?
Yeah, that's game. That was game 3. This was last night was game 4.
I mean, he was knocking things down anyway. He was on fire too. So,
but last night,
0
for 7 from 3. 6 for 17 from the floor. That whole team just did not come to play. You look at Drew Holiday, 2 for 7. I mean, Giannis, he had 15 points, but those guys were just too lackadaisical. It just says a lot about them and how they prepare. It says a lot about the coach too, because the Hawks are down. They're pretty much the guy that makes their offense go, and you guys just come out flat and you gave them all the confidence in the world early, and once they got that confidence, it just started. People started hitting shots.
Maybe he has a hard time getting his guys up to play because this is kind of the situation that happened in the bubble last year with the Heat. You know what I mean? They didn't really come out to play, and the Heat jumped all over them.
Yeah.
So it just seems like it might be a cultural thing when you need somebody in there that can just tap certain buttons on certain players to get them going.
And this is not a surprise because we saw it happen in the second round when Kyrie was out. Kyrie got hurt. James Harden comes back, not himself, playing pretty much on one leg. And they pretty much let Kevin Durant beat them for a game and almost send them home. So it's...
But it also goes to show that your alpha is not really an alpha. Like, he's the best player on your team, but he doesn't take the responsibility of defending the best player or showing that he's the best player on the court completely. And that's one thing KD he's not scared to do. He's going to try to compete against whoever's on him, and he's going to try to cover the best player if the best player is, in his position.
My thing about this team is that I don't think they have an alpha on the team. They don't have an alpha. People keep telling me Chris Middleton's the alpha, but he could only look like an alpha when he got another guy that's as good or a notch better than him on the floor. And because once Giannis went out, it was 12-0 run Hawks. And you got to give these guys credit. Cam Reddish coming off the bench, going 5 for 9.
I forgot Cam still played for them, bro. I'm like, well, why haven't they been utilizing him like all
They're
season.
right? They're so deep. That team is so
that's
deep with young guys.
crazy.
Even this other guy, the rookie from USC, Okongu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's come in and giving them good minutes. So it's just the Hawks. You know, that's what you ask for in your team. When your leader goes out, everybody else got to step up, and everybody stepped up.
Yeah, that's one thing I was happy to see with the Hawks because
Yeah.
it just shows they're kind of similar to the Bucks in regards to relying on your star, but the Hawks know like once Trey's out, they all got some guys that can play.
And they all got. I think we talked about this after they beat the Sixers. They got a whole bunch of guys that aren't scared to shoot the ball. They're ready to launch that thing whenever they see a light of any type of daylight. They're ready to launch that.
Remember, Atlanta right now is playing chess, and the Bucks are playing checkers because Giannis has to make the game easy for himself in order to make the game easy for his whole team.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if he's going to be back this series the way that injury looked because it looked like he either tore something or sprained something.
And honestly, unfortunately, this injury is going to make him change his game. Because injuries like this always makes a guy who's, I want to say, athletically dominant has to rely more on the skill.
Yeah, so
And you just don't want to go through the injury again. Like,
yeah, that too. So this is a tied series. It's anybody's series at this point because who knows if somebody else gets hurt. I mean, knock on wood. But the way this whole season has been going, it's like every great player or every top player on the team seems to just get hurt.
and this is why you need to go back to the regular offseason, the regular season, just because when you speed things up, people don't realize how these pros' bodies are programmed. As you see, like, it's just too much on them. It's just too much for them.
Yeah. All right. So that's game 3. Game 5. Game 5's tomorrow in Milwaukee. Series is tied 2-2. Yeah, I just don't know who's gonna win. I don't know who's gonna win the finals at all. I don't know. This is a great thing for the NBA that nobody knows who's actually gonna win. And at this point, it's gonna be whoever has the healthiest players because the way this is going.
Yeah, and you just wouldn't expect these 4 to be competing for the NBA championship, which is dope. This is dope that there's more parity in the NBA than there has been the past 8 years.
Yeah, Playoff P. Playoff P had himself a career night in a elimination game, keeping his team alive, scoring 41 points. Yo, he had a little pandemic P moment in this game, but he definitely redeemed himself in this game. And the Clippers jumped on them. They jumped on them quick. They jumped on, I think it was like 15-2. They jumped on him. Reggie Jackson dunking on people. Marcus Morris and DeMarcus Cousins. It was another one. It was a team collective where they needed contribution from everybody. And
Yeah, I'm glad they're figuring it out. I'm glad. What did they say? Reggie Jackson's confidence? It's like some illogical confidence, or something like irrational confidence. Like honestly, you need players like that have that confidence that can produce. Also, shout out to DeMarcus Cousins, man, having 15 and 11 minutes, like in 2 and 3. You know what I mean? He's showing that they could utilize him in I want to say at certain points of the game.
Yeah,
because he had a big and one. You know what I mean? A couple putbacks that helped the run in the league. But let's talk about Chris Paul though. Like he's not gonna go 0 for 6 from the 3. I don't think again. So
I would hope not.
So Clippers, like you gotta put your foot on their neck if you plan on.
The Suns,
tying this series up.
Yeah, the Suns, they just looked out. They didn't look ready to play, which is kind of hard to believe because to that point they've been the most consistent team throughout these playoffs. But you know, we as much as we like to get on this guy Paul George, you gotta give him credit for the last several games he's had. Even the numbers he's been putting up: 34, 26, 27, 23, 41, grabbing 13, 16, and 15 rebounds, and also dishing out 5 assists, 5, 6, 8, 6, 6. So he's actually taken all the load that some of the stuff that Kawhi would do. He's been able to put that on himself, and he's been able to do that. And we all know he could. We all know he's capable of doing this. It's just when you dub yourself Playoff P, these jokes are gonna get off on you.
Yeah, I always say he's comfortable now.
Oh yeah.
He had a full year in LA, full year back home, so now he's more comfortable. Like Kawhi's just a robot. He doesn't need to be comfortable in the situation. Go out there and produce. Yeah. Some guys are more emotionally driven, so they have to just feel comfortable and they have to feel wanted and appreciated and all them things, and just go through the maturations of being on a new team.
Yeah.
So you know.
And he's healthy too.
Yeah,
He's healthy because he's had that shoulder injury that's been bothering him for like 2 seasons.
Yeah, and granted, like we all crack jokes about hitting the side of the backboard, but we ain't never said Paul George wasn't nice.
Yeah,
it's like that's one thing we ain't gonna do here. We never bash guys that got skills. We might
just
clown a couple plays or two, but that's just life. Like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they was talking about over the post game in their post game after the win how he's always getting criticized and we should give him his flowers. I'm like, dude. He's getting criticized because he called himself Playoff P, and then he has these moments where we're waiting for Playoff P, and it's.
But see, I like that we do that because society is known for giving people names now, like yourself a name, and we grew up in an era where somebody gave you a name, and that was your nickname.
You don't give yourself.
And if you liked it or not liked it, that was your nickname. Yeah, that's just what it is. Like, so you can't be giving yourself nicknames, and you can't expect the brunt to come back to you.
Especially in sports, you can't do a name like Playoff P. You gotta put playoff numbers and you gotta get to the finals or something.
Pandemic P is pretty clever though. Whoever made that up, man.
Hey man,
that was funny though. That was a good one.
It's rough. But another thing with the Suns in this one, they got away from what worked for them, like campaign. They took away all his minutes. Like
he's injured. They're saying it's his foot injury.
Foot injury.
His ankle or something like that. That's why they were saying like he doesn't seem like he's normal out there. They even kind of went away. Ayton hasn't been effective. Booker's getting his numbers, but they're harassing him. Yeah. Like honestly, like the biggest thing is the Clippers are forcing more turnovers. Yeah. Which is rare for a Suns team because when you have Chris Paul,
they have 14 turnovers.
Yep, 14-9 to the Clippers 9, and that's rare because Chris Paul usually handles the ball. And he's definitely values possessions, and the Clippers are just forcing turnovers out of them guys.
Yeah, they're not moving the ball like they were too. It's too much. Even I noticed with Devin Booker when he got the ball, sometimes it's just too much dribbling down at the shot clock, and it's like 7 seconds left, and now it's like you're scrambling and trying to force a shot.
And they're also taking the mid range away from Paul. Yeah, like when they know he wants to turn around, do a move and pull up, there's a guy with length already there to stop him. So he's gonna have to force it up over the guy, or just figure out a way to get up early, or just create for other people.
But they need some of the other guys to step up. They need Bridges and Crowder to step up and make shots because they're getting open shots. They've been getting a lot of open shots, but they're just not making them. I mean, you have Cam Johnson coming off the bench giving you 14 points. Those other guys need to produce as well because it was like it was a tied game or at some point in this game. In the second half, I think it was like they took a 64-62 lead. And then the Clippers just went on a crazy run. And then the end of it, Reggie Jackson and Paul George in the fourth quarter, like the last 3 minutes, I think they went on like a 12 or 14-0 run themselves.
Whatever you want. And with the Suns, too, like we talked about them being deep all season. So this is the time when you need your bench to come produce for you guys because this is what made you guys the Suns.
Yeah, because both of these teams, it's not like they have dudes that you can plug in there that lack confidence. They got a whole bunch of guys on that bench that have supreme confidence. So it's definitely going to come down to the bench. But, Paul George giving you 41 and Reggie Jackson 23 and Marcus Morris 22, you're going to win. They do that again tonight, we'll have ourselves a Game 7. So, and I would not be surprised if we had ourselves a Game 7. And they're still haven't ruled out Kawhi if they move on to the finals. They still haven't ruled him out yet.
They already ruled out Zubac.
For the rest of the postseason?
I think it's ACL. No, MCL. I think it's MCL. He tore it and played on it.
Oh.
I think he's out I know he's definitely out for Game 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that severe. Oh, yeah. Ouch. Well, small ball time.
I mean, but they do got Cousins, though. So, if he can give him what he gave him last game, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, they should be fine. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they won tonight at home. But once again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Suns closed it out because they have shown that they could win on the road. So,
I'll be honest though, like Phoenix, LA ain't that far away. Yeah. I get it. You got more fans in the arena, but is it really an away game?
It's like a 3-hour, 4-hour drive, I think, like that, or 5-hour drive.
It's still kind of close. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
most fans in LA are not really LA fans because most of the people there are not from there.
Yeah, I just feel like Phoenix has no problem coming into the Clippers arena. If it was that gold and purple, it might be a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, and plus, majority of these guys live in LA too. So
and Chris Paul used to play for the Clippers, so
Yeah.
Better lock that door, man.
Oh, one thing I forgot to talk about was Trae Young's, before we go into the other stuff, Trae Young's injury, his ankle injury. People were trying to blame the ref, but I was like, yo, the ref is standing where he's supposed to stand on the court.
Yeah, that's tough because I think, I'll be honest, I yell at refs sometimes because in DI I had to yell at a ref because I'm already down the court. I'm like, dude, get out my way.
Yeah.
Like, step back or just move. So I get it.
Yeah.
I do feel like refs should be a little more aware because if a guy's shooting that close to you, just step back a little bit. Like, I get it, you are part of the court, but like,
Well, he was like right out of bounds. So,
I mean,
but I was just like, y'all can't play the ref. And plus, that's like one of them freak things. Like
he stepped back. My
yeah,
thing is,
he
though,
stepped back.
you see him right there in front of you, so you just be like, just slide away.
That
just,
ref was that. What's them European dudes?
Yeah, so.
he ain't moved too.
Yeah, that's what I
Yo,
mean. Like,
he ain't moved.
like, and then it's like you want to get stepped on. And that's why I'm like, you should have been aware. Like, what are you watching?
He must have been through some things in his life because the way he just didn't move at all, he didn't budge. It's not like he ain't even blink. It was just like.
And I ain't gonna lie, look, he kind of had a smirk, like an uncertain smirk on his face. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know what I just did ruin something." The look he had, I'm like, "Yeah, you knew you ruined it, brother."
If I was him, I would have been like,
You wouldn't, move. You would have moved. You would have moved your foot out the way. That's just how we are as people. We're very self-aware.
That rest been that him not moving at all, not even blinking his eye, told me a lot about him because I'm pretty sure that dude's been into some stuff in his past life. There's some new NBA coaches hired, a first time coach, and this guy's another one who's gotten his third head coaching job, and none of it comes without controversy. But first, we'll start with the Blazers hiring Chauncey Billups as their new head coach, and man, has this been a circus show due to there was a sexual assault that happened in 1997 involving Chauncey Billups that's been brought up, and the Blazers PR team that has done a terrible job of even handling it. They had the press conference yesterday, and it was just a hot mess. And I'm just like, oh damn.
So my thing is, we're only hearing about this now, and this man's been on NBA Countdown, ESPN. He done did games, you know what I mean, for ESPN, commentated. So we're just now hearing about it when he gets a position as a head coach. Man, this country's pitiful. Like you guys should have exposed that a long time ago. You're gonna try to do that to that man.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
All these stuff always comes out when it's time for
it's like,
to get to the helm of the thing. Now there's this whole back and forth happening about a whole lot of stuff, and it's just. It's definitely unfortunate for this to happen at this time, and especially, I mean, well, from the case, it got settled or whatever, so long ago. But for it to be brought up now, like 24 years later, and
it's like that. It's like that. You know, if it was a white man who got that job, I'm sure they wouldn't have brought up all his past things. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Yeah. Like, it's just kind of like the new racism. Like, we giving you guys opportunities, but we're still gonna throw some smear. You know what I mean, smear in your face, just to remind you what you once were. Even though the thing was settled, we don't even know if it's even true or not. Like, I don't know personally. I didn't know anything about it, but it's just one of them things.
I just found out about
every time
it.
somebody gets an opportunity, they just throw whatever mistake they might have made decades ago. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's crazy.
They say this is the land of second opportunity. This is the land of second chances.
Only for certain classes and groups of people.
Yeah, and it's also just for your first head coaching job. This is, instead of your introduction, talking about how excited you are. This is what you have to address. And it's probably, the thing is, there's been such a timeline with him in the spotlight, winning a Finals MVP.
And then right after retiring,
it didn't get brought up when he won the Finals MVP. It didn't get brought up during his retirement. It didn't get brought up during no other time. And then
was there another time they offered him a head coaching job and he declined it?
I think it might be, or he had I know he's had interviews in the past.
Those things, it wasn't brought up when he was in the interview process. So I don't understand now. Like, the man's been on TV for years, and now you just now bring it up when he takes a step up. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just mind-boggling to me.
Very, very mind-boggling, especially for it to have happened in 1997. Like,
And that's kind of like our thing. It's like you've been seeing this man on TV for years.
Yeah.
If you felt a certain way about him, you should have. I'm sure you would have felt that way right away when the first time you saw him on TV.
And the articles were already out too. The articles been out before the stories of that situation that happened. They were already out for people to find and to bring up to talk about.
And then it's like I feel like it's like an emotional relapse, but you would have had that multiple times. Every time you saw that man, you would have felt uncomfortable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just weird to me.
And it's also like they bringing up Becky Hammond because she didn't get no head coaching job and stuff. So it's like, oh, you guys want to hire this guy, but then you don't want to hire her. And it's
I had this debate with a female friend of mine who plays women's basketball who never seen a WNBA game. She played high school basketball and college basketball. And I said, you guys are kind of the problem where it's like you guys are so worried about men's basketball. Why don't you help better your own product? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like even the PGA Tour, LPGA, they're so worried about fighting men. Why don't you just make a better LPGA Tour? Like, you guys fought for this, but then you want to infiltrate our space. Yeah. Like, you fight for your own space, enjoy your space.
Yeah. And my thing with the whole Becky Hammond situation, it's like, it takes a while for an assistant to get a head coaching job. It takes a while. But for some, it might not. But I mean, we just saw Ime Udoka. He was an assistant for 9 years before he got his head coaching job. Chauncey Billups, I mean, granted, he was an assistant for a little while, not as many years, but he's been around and doing certain stuff with teams and with all that.
Bro,
so
there are numerous coaches that are twice as old as Becky Hammond that never got a head coaching job that's been assistants their whole career. Mm-hmm. So, like, we live in a world where too many people have too many opinions what jobs certain people should be getting. Yeah. And my thing is, I'm all about equal opportunity. I'm all about women being involved in men's sports and vice versa. But, like, don't fight for your own space and then want to infiltrate ours immediately. Mm-hmm. Improve yours a little bit so it justifies why you should be in our space.
Yeah. And if there were... And honestly, Becky Hammond, probably a couple years down the line, she will get a job because she's still involved. She's still going to be with the Spurs assistant. She'll have her opportunity in a few years. But sometimes now is not the best time because she could get. What if she got that job and she did a terrible job?
Now it's all women can't coach.
And it's not even, and it wouldn't even be due to her fault for it being a terrible job. It could be the things around the situation she was given. So it's like, maybe it's a good thing she's not getting a job now because she could get down the line, get a job that's better, that she can actually succeed at.
Because we see in the past where they have set some coaches up to fail.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Woo. We'll talk about that. All right, another one. Jason Kidd. Another one without lacking controversy in this one. And, well, because you know how last year the Mavericks had that whole issue, sexual assault and harassment. I believe some of the employees had, and Mark Cuban, pretty much just brushed it aside, ignored it. And then he hires Jason Kidd. Now, we all know Jason Kidd's hit. Well, for those who follow basketball, Jason Kidd has a little history with domestic violence. So,
and Boston fans do not let up on that, man. They definitely did not in the playoffs.
No, they didn't. No, they did not. And so everybody looking at it is like, Mark Cuban, you talked about you'll do better in addressing certain issues, but then you go and hire Jason Kidd. It's like you're selling us dreams, and then you go do the opposite thing. And Jason Kidd, this is his third head coaching job, and from everything I've read from him in his previous stop, it's like he alienates everybody. He leaves them. He leaves like in bad will with the organization. It's just like everything turns into a dumpster fire after he leaves. So
maybe Mark Cuban might owe Jay Kidd a favor. Just him being the owner for the Mavericks for so long, and then Kidd being a great player for the Mavs, all-star, brought him a chip.
Yeah.
So he might feel like he owed him a favor. Yeah. But a lot of people, like, we live in a world where people feel that they can't separate your personal from your job, and like Mark Cuban's probably looking at him as a basketball mind compared to his personal, and he might be improving as a person. Yeah. We don't know because we don't know him personally, and Mark Cuban does so. And Mark Cuban's not the worst businessman. So,
No, but Mark Cuban he better hope this works out, because if it doesn't work out, it's going to be like, dude, you won that chip, and it's been failures ever since then. It's like they haven't even got out the first round.
Well, let's be real. As the NBA owner, Do you really care that much?
No,
you would love to see your team win wins, but you're an NBA owner, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he has no worries in the world.
Yeah.
All you're gonna do is just pick somebody else if Jakey doesn't work.
Yeah, the only thing he needs to worry about is if his star player and the head coach are gonna get along, because that's the biggest thing right there. Because that don't happen if this guy can just leave.
And they are two different types of players too. Like Jakey is the actual point guard, and Luke is kind of like a 2.
Yeah,
and
a 2 who could play point.
And he's a 2 in a 4-man's body that can play point.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I get all the opinions about people's past and all that. But Mark Cuban, he ain't listening to people down there. He's all the way up there.
Yeah, this is an interesting hire. I want to see how this plans out and how it's gonna work out for the Mavericks, because they need to change their roster. They need to do a lot of things with their roster for this to actually work out. Like get people that can make open shots, get another person that won't have, so Luka won't be ball dominant the entire game, and he could actually sit down for a long period of time without.
And that's when J.K. comes into play, because he can help Luka understand certain aspects of the point guard role that Luka just isn't seeing right now.
Yeah, so this is gonna be an interesting. This is, NBA offseason already in full effect, even though the season's still going on. All right, and lastly, this one, the Magic were considering. Had Penny Hardaway high on their list of coaches. He had a few interviews with them, but yesterday he announced that he's going to return to Memphis, which I don't fault him. Sometimes, so I think he was just trying to test the waters in the coaching ranks, just to see for himself how far along he is until he can make that next step to go into the pro.
And I respect that decision, because I think the Magic's like, oh, it's Penny, let's give him opportunity. But he's probably like, yeah, my name holds a lot of weight, but I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
Because I want to go out. I want to go. If I get into professional ranks, I want to be a productive coach. I don't want to just be a guy that's a couple years and out just because my name carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, definitely.
So I definitely respect that decision.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes it's always good to just go through this process of head coaching hire just to see how it is, get the feedback that you need. No different from from a college prospect who enters the draft but decides to go back after the evaluations that he got. This is a good move. It's a good move for Petty, because you don't want to be an ex-player that gets a coaching job and then you do bad one year.
Because let's be real, he's gonna get hired off his name alone, especially with the Magic. Yeah. He wants to be hired on his coaching status, his production. You know what I mean? What type of kids he's able to, help graduate. He wants to be brought in as a coach, not just Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, and what he's doing at Memphis too, because if the NCAA didn't get involved with them and had to, we know what happened, they probably could have been national champs.
God forbid a guy looks out for one of his own. Yeah. God forbid he looks out for kids. We look out for kids all the time, but NCAA ain't on our backs about it. But it's sad when you look out for a kid and you get him to where he's supposed to go. Yeah. And the NCAA gives you a hard time for looking out for a kid. Like,
and it's also like, so probably some of the other coaches were just like, because they seen how he was keeping the talent in Memphis, and getting some guys out of state too that was coming in, like the recruiting class he was getting. And I'm pretty sure there was some of the other coaches were probably like, hey, maybe you need to go look at that.
Of course, man. Like coaches are slimy people, bro. Yeah. Like there's only a couple cool ones that are genuine, that just take their lumps and bruises and just move on. But other guys be worrying about why they got this over there and that over there, trying to set up all type of nonsense. We ain't gonna get that deep into slimy coaches, but we ain't gonna do that.
There's a lot of them.
I'm gonna stop there.
There is a lot of them. But what he did bring Larry Brown on his coaching staff at Memphis.
Who?
Larry Brown.
Oh yeah, Larry Brown.
He brought him on, so
that's dope.
That's a good move there, bringing a Hall of Fame coach on the staff.
That's a good guy to learn from too.
Good guy, especially for them young players too that want to.
For Penny.
Yeah.
For Penny being a young coach.
For Penny, for them young players. Mm-hmm. Hey man. And he's got another good class coming in too. So I mean, Penny, listen, with the way the NCAA is going, I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis is in the national championship game in a couple years.
Man, who wouldn't want to play for Penny from Memphis?
Right? Like, and you get to wear the pennies.
Any guys 11 and a half? Holla at me. Own feet too big. I couldn't get him and Penny were the same size, man.
What are they, 13s?
Yeah, most I go to 12.
Bigfoot. That's why I be laughing at tall people sometimes, because they can't. Sometimes there's certain shoes they can't get because they foot too big.
I'm lucky.
All right. Hey, we gonna do some baseball because anytime the Red Sox sweep the Yankees, it's a good day. And that happened over the weekend. The Red Sox swept the Yankees in their 3-game series, got them up out of here. And this Red Sox team, I mean, the people that I talk to that cover the Red Sox keep saying they're utterly surprised at how good they are. And this is an exciting time for them to be good, even though their pitching is trash. Their pitching is not that good, but their hitting is top notch. They got some great hitters in that lineup, and this one, they're like on a 6-game. What are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. They've taken over first place in the AL East, and I mean, nice weather.
Yeah, man. If I had a foam finger, I'd wave it, but I got one on my shirt. But honestly, man, I'm always surprised when the Red Sox are good. Like, people gotta understand the majority of our lifetime, the Red Sox was trash.
Yeah,
so
until
like,
2004.
Yeah, or like mediocre, bro. It's only been 16 years they've been good. Like, so it's like half our lifetime they was trash, bro. Huh?
There was also that.
So, like,
there was also that American. There was also that Aaron Boone home run that I'll never forget in the.
Yeah,
Game 7.
I was a prep school that time.
Yeah,
I stayed up the next year.
Yeah, I stayed up.
Next year,
I stayed up watching that game, and I had the same face that Pedro Martinez had. I was just like, wow, they really just let Aaron Boone just.
Imagine I was in Connecticut, so half the dorm was Red Sox, the other half was Yankees. Oh man.
Yeah.
We were definitely heavily outnumbered by Yankees
man,
fans.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with that. I probably started fighing. So
and you know, Connecticut's right in the middle, so it's like those people sometimes are confused who to root for.
Yeah, but All-Star voting did just start. They got a lot of guys, but one guy I think that might actually win the American. No, he's not. I'm sorry. I'll tell you, he's not gonna win the American League MVP because the pitcher/hitter from the Angels, Ohtani, who's just ridiculous. He's got that lock. But this guy, Rafael Devers, 19 home runs, 2.282 ER batting average right now. He's having himself a career year. And we'd be talking about him as a possible MVP candidate if Shohei Ohtani wasn't doing what he's doing for the Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Red Sox beat the Yankees. That's all I wanted to talk about, them beating the Yankees, and Yankees suck. That's it. Yo, there was some. Did you see this? The boxing, Tank Davis.
Oh yeah, my guy doing ridiculous
Barrios,
stuff in the ring.
Yeah,
you already
flipping
know.
over, knocked him out in the 11th round. I didn't watch the fight, but I definitely saw all the trending because the fight was trending, and I saw the knockout. And the 3 times that I've seen Tank Davis, it's always been
for one.
Quit.
When I heard that was his opponent, I'm like, I'm not even gonna waste my eyeballs on that fight. Waste of time. And as you guys see, like, stop lying to some of these fighters, man. Like, stop lying.
At least they went 11 rounds. At least he made it interesting.
He knocked them down like 3-4 times.
Yeah, but still, you know, you got to get those views and give them something to watch.
If Tank was bigger, he'd have been out cold.
Yeah, I'm not that well equipped in boxing to know who he should be fighting next or who they want him to fight next.
I mean, he could fight. I forgot his name. I think it was Stevenson. The dude with the I forgot his name. You know, I know.
Pedro, you know his name?
He just fought actually.
Who?
Ryan Garcia?
No,
Right.
not at all.
Right.
Nah, he's a good one. The kid Stevenson. What's the?
Shakur Stevenson?
Yeah, Shakur.
Stevenson.
Yeah, Shakur Stevenson.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know him.
Buddy, Terrence Crawford.
Lopez?
Terrence Crawford.
Or Teofimo Lopez. He's at 140 right now.
All right. What's Terrence Crawford?
147.
Oh, all right. So he's a little bigger.
Did they say Tank Davis needs to move up to 147?
He does, but he's not going to do it.
And there's one more, too. What's his name? The other dude, the young boy. I don't know if it's Marvin something. He
Errol
nice.
Spence?
Huh?
Errol Spence?
And that's another one, too. Errol Spencer's nice, too, but there's one more
Enos?
that's in that realm.
Enos?
Nah.
First name.
I can't think of his name. But
So from what you're telling me, there's a lot of fighters that they could line Tank Davis up
that
that
4 or 5.
that could put together a good fight, but with boxing and the politics of boxing, some of it won't happen.
Yeah, because some of them are good friends too. Some of them
Yeah.
like brothers, so you don't want to fight your brothers. They be boxing you.
Well, you got Lomachenko, too.
Yep,
Yeah.
Chenko. I was talking about a black guy though. I was trying to think of his name though, because he's actually like he's kind of better than a couple of these guys. He's better than Shakur. Well, he's higher. I want to say ranking wise. I just can't think of his
We
name.
gonna get a boxing expert in here too. But so basically what I'm hearing from Todd and Pedro is there's a lot of guys that Tank Davis could fight and that would generate a lot of income and a lot of money and a lot of views for pay-per-view. So
I know what you're talking about.
Devin Haney.
Devin Haney, yeah.
Devin Haney. Yep, I just found him. Yep.
there we go. So
I'll hit you with the jinx.
yeah, man, that's the thing with boxing. So many great fighters, and some of them don't even get a chance to even. And it's not even them. It's the managers, or it's the team that just. They just do stray away from that fight. They don't want to have that fight. They'll do some other stuff, make a quick buck and all that. But
I just think the best pound for pound fighters, 1 and 2, just fight. That's how it used to be. Just fight.
Yeah, I think with all the money involved now, it's just like, do we really need to? That's one of those things. But it's like,
If you want to be pound for pound the greatest, you fight who's ever there to fight.
yeah. So
Whoever
we'll
the
see. We'll see who Tank Davis's next opponent is. But this guy just keeps knocking people out. All right, so let's go to some highlights. This is our highlight segment of the show. We're going to start off with Friday's Stop the Violence League, Summer League basketball. I was only there for one game, so check out these highlights where LaShonda decided to give a questionable foul call at the end.
All right.
Check this one. Lights Out Summer League Monday action. Check this one out. There was one game was good. The other game was not so good. Throwback. Going back to throwback highlights. You gonna like this one? St. Mary's at Bishop Fenwick, 1998.
What am I gonna like about it?
Oh,
I wasn't out there.
Oh, man, in our last throwback highlights, it's
One hand jumpers out there in Fenwick. What was they doing out there?
oh man. All right. Lynn English Sagas 2005 football highlights. Check these out. All right, and we are back. We're going to go around the world of sports. First, we're going to do some high school. Oh, man, St. Mary's baseball team, they will be playing in the Eastern Mass State Championship game. They're technically still the defending state champions.
That's
because
dope.
They haven't because of last year. So they're defending their crown. They're playing against Hopkinton. They haven't announced when that game will be played, but they came out with the victory on Monday over Masco. I think it was like 2-0 or 2-1.
Well, you know, Good luck to my Spartans. You know, I do support my alma mater. I just don't be caring to watch no throwback videos if I ain't in them.
Also, the St. Mary's softball team, they finished 20-3 on the season. They lost in the North Finals against Amesbury 3-2 off of a walk-off in the bottom of the 8th. Great season for them ladies. They got a few of the ladies on that team are going to be on the All-Star team, especially their pitcher, Lily Newhall. She had quite the season. So congrats.
That's dope.
Congrats on the season to them, and good luck to the Spartans baseball team. I believe Rosie was named to the All Scholastic team.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lou Rivera for Lynn English. He was named to All Scholastic team as well. Some other players named that I don't have right now, but congratulations to those players. Everybody that's made the All Scholastic team. They were GBL All Stars named. I wish I could pull it up for you guys, but a few English players were on the GBL All-Stars. Anthony Timmons, Jesse Maggs, DJ Braithwaite. One of the linemen, I completely forgot his name. For classical, Orlando Concepcion was on that. Nico was on that team. So this is football for All-Stars for football. So congratulations to all those players for making it. What else? We got Stanley Cup. We got the Stanley Cup going on right now. Tampa Bay is up 1-0 on Montreal. Nobody really cares about the Stanley Cup because it's literally two areas where nobody cares about sports. Well, Montreal probably, but Tampa Bay, not so much. Tampa Bay.
I mean, Canada's big on
because
they haven't had a win in so long.
Yeah, I don't know who was the last Canadian to win the last time.
I think it was Wayne Gretzky. Yeah,
maybe, but that series is going on. They're playing again tonight at 8 p.m. See if Montreal could tie the things up. All right. The Red Sox. The Red Sox, they close out their series with the Royals, I believe, tonight. They've won 3 in a row. They beat them last night 7-6. No, they have 2 more games with the Royals. They got. I'm tripping. Don't listen to me, guys. They got 1 more game after tonight against the Royals. They beat them last night 7-6. My mind, all of this guy distracted me over here, man.
Feels good to be back, man. Feels good to be back. Regular table, no little mini table.
Don't listen to this dude.
Old lady pillows.
Let me just continue on because I've already messed this all. Up. Soccer news. This guy just signed a 4-year, $647 million deal. 4 years, 6 for Lionel Messi.
I was gonna say, who's that? Ronaldo? But Messi. All right,
Messi with FC Barcelona. 4 years, 604.
I've been trying to tell people, soccer rules the world. Like, I'm sorry, like NBA, they getting there, but soccer is just soccer.
That's like
my bad, football.
That's like $200 million a year.
Yeah, bro. Soccer rules the world. You should know these things.
Like, jeez Louise.
That soccer money different.
That's different.
That's why they be acting the way they do. As soon as you flick them, they worth so much, man. You can't even whistle by me. I'm falling over. Hey, just say it.
This whole segment has gotten out of control, so we just gonna move to the top 10 because I completely lost track of the Euro Cup, Euro 2020. I don't. Pedro, let's go to the NBA top 10, man. This dude just messed me all up. right, and we are back. We came to a close. Serena Williams, she won't be participating in Wimbledon this year. I think she dropped out.
I mean, she messed up her knee yesterday.
Yeah, her and another player. So
some other guy.
Yeah,
he was playing Federer, so they didn't really.
Nobody cares.
I mean, the guy was going hard. He was winning actually.
Yeah, but when you get the headlines and Serena Williams and you.
Sorry, brother. Wish you both the best though in your healing process though.
Definitely. All right, it's about time to get a pot. Dennis Schroeder wants $100 million. That's what he's going for. Follow him on Instagram, Mr. Burton 23. Follow me, Mukala K, on Instagram. Lynn Community Television Facebook page, lyntv.org, the website. LCTV After the Whistle Instagram page. Have a safe and happy 4th of July to everybody. Be safe out there. Oh, man, we're out of here.
Be safe and be smart.
Don't drink and drive.
Stay sexy.